How we doing, guys? Welcome to the Three Hammers. What a game that was. I think I've aged about 10 years in that game. That game had everything. Look, the notes, what was there, about 8 pages of notes in there. We had a sending off for Everton. We had a penalty save. We had a penalty given. We had a comeback from 2-0 down. Everything. Absolutely everything. Red cards. Definitely going to be first on match of the day. But let's start all the way back, because I know you guys loving my voice and loving what I say. Anyway. So, Everton versus West Ham at Goodison Park. Massive bogey team for West Ham over the years. We lined up with Adrian in goal. We went 5 at the back again, sort of a 5-4-1 we went, I think it was, 5-3-1. We had Adrian in goal, like I say, Antonio filling in at right wing back, Oxford, Ogbonna, Coyote, Cresswell, left wing back. We had Obiang Noble in the middle, and then we had Payet, Lanzini and Emeneki. Obviously, seeing Oxford in the team, it's great to see him in there, obviously. But I've been saying, I think I said it in the podcast as well, that going up against someone of Lukaku's strength was always going to be hard for him, you know. On the bench, we had Song, Carroll and Sacco. So, good bench, and they proved quite effective when they did come on, those 3 players. We'll go into that later. Everton lined up with Joblez in goal, Coleman, Stones, Jagielka, Oviedo, Barkley, McCarthy, Lennon, Morales, Lukaku and Funes Mori. They lined up with exactly the same formation, that 5-4-1 formation. They tried to match us. I think they looked at how we played against Tottenham and sort of see that that's how we was going to set up, obviously with the lack of centre-halves that we have at the moment. 5th minute of the game, McCarthy had the first stinger of the game. He sort of tested Adrian at the post. Adrian pulled off a great save. Everton were well on top for the first 10 minutes. So again, just like usual, we didn't turn up. For most of the game, we didn't turn up really. 10th minute, Pat picked it up on halfway line. He sort of just forced a shot wide. Unlucky, really. That was the only sort of real effort that I remember, to be honest. 13th minute, surprise, the man we all knew was going to score. You could have put your house on it. Lukaku picks it up. He's turned poor Reece Oxford. He slots it in. It's 1-0. Like I say, for me, at centre half, you need to bulk out a little bit. So it's nothing against Reece. It's just he's playing against a guy who's an absolute monster of a player who has a fantastic record against us. And he's just turned him and let him turn. It's just a bit of inexperience, and also, like I say, he's probably got a sort of 4-stone weight advantage on Reece. We come back into it a little bit. We're just having a few little half chances here and there. Cresswell was putting some lovely balls in, but just no one was getting on to the end of them. 25th minute, Barkley had sort of a half volley. It was. He forced a save off Adrian. It was a really good effort. Again, they was doing really well. Up in that mix, obviously, Morales picked up a yellow card for being booked. And on the 33rd minute, he's gone in hard on Cresswell. And he's picked up his 2nd yellow, and it was a red card. And at that point, you're thinking game changer. You're thinking, that's it. We've got more players. We can sort of pick it around a little bit, and they've got to change their formation. But all they basically did was went to a 4-4 and a 1, and it was just come break us down at that point, and we couldn't do it. At points, it actually looked like they had 11 players on the pitch, and we had 10. They played so well. They nullified us really well. 42nd minute, Cresswell whipped one in. Emeneki just hit it straight to goalkeeper. That was our best chance of the half. 46th minute, into injury time of the first half. Payet got a free kick and he's hit it over. Again, not the greatest of first half, but you know, when they've gone down to 10 and we've got such a good record of coming back, I was quite positive at that point still. It was only 1-0. You still had belief there. Just poor first half. As I say, 1-0 down at half time. Never really got started, but we were still in the game. Second half changes. Carroll come on for Oxford. Like I say, Oxford, I don't think it was his sort of game. I think he needs to be against Man United next week, against like Martial, Ronnie Radford. I call him Ronnie Radford because it sounds like a player from like a famous book, doesn't it? But yeah, against players with pace, I think it suits him fine, but not big lumps like Lukaku, like one of the best strikers in the world, not just the Premier League. 48th minute, Cresswell whipped one in, nearly sent in an own goal by Jagielka. But like I say, Cresswell was on it all day with his delivery, really good. Just people weren't coming to it. 49th minute, Pat had a free kick, whipped in, Antonio just headed wide. We were sort of pressing, we were getting on top, but then on the 56th minute, 2-0 mix up at the back. Lennon's got through. Hate him because of his Tottenham, obviously his Tottenham links. I remember him actually, I think he scored against us when he used to play for Leeds as well. Yeah, we're 2-0 down, and at that point I did think it's game over then. I thought, nah, it's just bogey team again. We wasn't really getting any luck, and I don't know, the final ball from Pat was terrible. I think Pat gave the ball about 8 times. I think I was counting before that. Yeah, when Carroll come on, no board been putting in, nothing. Yeah, Pat's corners were really terrible, weren't they? Not beating the first man. So at that point, I thought it was game over. And as I say, I'll put a little note there. You can see it there. Look, they looked like they had 11, we had 10, and it really did look that way at 2-0. 60th minute, Mbeneke come off, Sacco come on, absolutely buzzing. Wanted to see him. I did say that. I wanted to see him for at least half hour. Obiang on for Song as well. Song sort of shored it up a little bit. He was just, calmed us down, Song, and that's what you needed. He did give the ball away a few times, but he's just got that little calm head, and he's on the sort of level of your Pats and Lanzini's. But yeah, we was lacking energy. They was working a lot harder than us, and maybe that's why the result went how it did in the end for us. 60th minute, penalty. Song failed Besic. For me, just outside the area. The pundit said it was outside the area as well. But yeah, Lukaku steps up, and you're thinking 3-0, it's game over. But Adrian, to his credit, pulled off a save, and I think that was the game changer that turned us. We started getting a bit of belief from that point. But 72nd minute, it could have been 3-0 again. Lukaku, Barkley played the ball through, split Bonner and Coyote apart, and Adrian just saved it again. 2 crucial saves that kept us in it at that point, and I think we went on and started to believe at that point. 78th minute, which was 2 minutes after that chance, Noble whipped one in. It's the main man again. Can't remember what his celebration was, whether he did some crazy celebration this week or what, but it's Antonio. Lovely header again. 5 in 5. The guy, if you don't get picked for England for a cap, I think it's absolutely disgraceful, because if that was that Radford or any other player playing for a top 5 team, which we are this season, he would be getting an England call up. 85th minute, Pat, lovely ball, lovely cross, Sacco, 2-2. Again, Sacco would have had a great... I actually said to my dad, just before that goal, I went, I think Sacco will get a chance before the game's up, so he could put one in, and then literally, boom, up the field, he puts it in and scores. He's back. I hope he starts against Manchester United on Saturday for the FA Cup game, because obviously that's the big game of the season now. That's the one we all want. It was very nervy that last 10 minutes. Everton were pressing, we were pressing, and it could have swung either way. But then, personally, the man who had the best match for me, Cresswell, he's played this lovely diagonal. Carroll's headed it into the path of Sacco. Sacco's backheeled it. Pat with the low shot, easiest finish of his life. For a poor performance from Pat, he assisted one and scored one. Sacco come on, scored and assist. We're 3-2 up. Game over, fantastic. 3-2 win. We do not know when we're beaten this year, and I fear no one this year. Honestly, as a West Ham fan, it's very strange to say that, we're 5th in the league, 49 points, 1 point behind City. Yes, they have a game in hand, but keep believing, that's what I say. It was an absolute rollercoaster of a game. We were so poor in big spells of that game. But for me, that's the sign of a great side, a side that plays really bad, but still can scruff at their neck, 2-0 down, pull it back, 3-2. Amazing, guys. My ratings, guys. Adrian gets an 8. The penalty save and the save just before we pulled it back to 2-1 was crucial, 8 out of 10, fantastic. Cresswell a 9, he's my man of the match, fantastic. Delivery all day long. For me, again, deserves an England call-up. Baines is not playing, Gibbs is shocking. Luke Shaw has a broken leg, so if you can put someone else in there in front of him, then Roy Hodgson, for me, is just a complete arsehole, because that man has been one of the best left-backs for the last 2 years in the Premier League. Bono a 7, he did well, because he's a tough guy to play against Lukaku, and he had to put up some big shift in today. Oxford gets 6 purely because, I don't know, I just think it was the inexperience, and he's a bit too lightweight for a player like Lukaku, but he's got a big future ahead of him. That game won't mean nothing in a few years' time for him. Coyote is 7. You know, he had to fit in at centre half, and he done a good job. Antonio 7.5. He got his booking, but he got the goal. He's 5 in 5. He's our man in form at the moment. He's the game changer. Noble worked hard. I give him an 8. Lanzini 8.5. Tireless work rate. He really wanted it. You know, he will get a goal again soon, and he'll be flying again. Payet 7.5. Give the ball away so much. Wasted so many corners, but he did get a goal and assist, so I can't give him lower than a 7.5. Even when the bloke's playing shit, he still gets a goal and an assist, and that's a sign of a world-class player. Emaneki 6. Not very effective today. Didn't offer too much, but he was a bit isolated up front. I thought when Carroll come on, he would be a little bit more, could feed off his scraps, but it wasn't to be. Sacco excellent. Come on, you know, scored an assist. 8 out of 10 for me. Son calmed it all down. He got 7.5. You know, he can link up the play with Lanzini's and Payet's and just give them the time on the ball that they need. Carroll 7.5. He had a lot of fouls. I think he roughed up their defence. I think he done an important job, you know, because he takes people like Jagielka and Stones, he takes their mind off people like Sacco and that, because they know how much of a threat he is. And he did cause that, you know. He headed it down to Sacco and created the sort of goal really for Pat at the end there. Next up, Manchester United, FA Cup game. Guys, we need to win that game. I really want to go to Wembley semi-final. I'll do a massive vlog and everything if we go there. Nothing beats the playoff final for me a few years ago at Wembley, apart from when we beat Spurs 3-0. That was probably the best. So I'll be back with a review, preview for the Manchester United game, probably Wednesday, Thursday sort of time. Obviously, we'll be back with a podcast, which goes out on a Wednesday night. We film on a Tuesday. Any questions, guys, leave comments, drop it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. We answer all the questions. We appreciate all the comments you leave. Big thank you to Draffy Sacco, Sacco's son, who always leaves comments. Big thank you to Hammer and Talk. Keep sharing our stuff. Big fan of Hammer and Talk. I hope we can do a collaboration at some point in the future. Please like, please subscribe, guys. It's nearly 100. As I say, at 100 there will be a giveaway. I've been looking at the prizes, what we're going to give away. If you support West Ham, you like football in general, and you think you've got some mates that will like it as well, guys, get sharing our stuff. Keep believing, guys. That top 4, you got to believe now, haven't we? I fear no one. Obviously, Chelsea's next up in the league. If we win that, we'll push on, and then we'll open that gap up between them. Keep believing, guys. Come on, you irons. I've talked enough. Join us again for the podcast. Let's go.